Tip-off is set here, and we are underway. Starters for Florida State. It'll be Robert McCray V, Kobe McGee, Lejeay Jones, Chauncey Wiggins, and Alex Steen. Alabama State going Micah Simpson, Ajon Anderson, Arshawn King, Jaquarius Stanback, and Mario Andrews as Kobe McGee picking up right where he left off. A 3-ball here to get us started. He had 9 of them against Alcorn State. 3 threes, 9 points, and the Seminoles lead. Anderson on the catch, on the right wing.
Aria, one of the things Coach Louch talked about at shoot-around today was he wanted better half-court defense. He felt like his full-court press was good, but they broke down in the half-court. You can see on that first possession, really good defense by Florida State.
Ball almost intercepted there. Jaquarius Stanback, ball into the backcourt right before it gets there as Ajon Anderson has it guarded with 10 on the clock now. On the turn, Palesi, shot not there. And the rebounds to Florida State. Jones, catch and shoot 3, yes sir. 2 for 2, Florida State leads by 6. This is what FSU wants to do. Play fast and knock down the threes.
Not the start Alabama State was hoping for. The first 2 looks from Florida State are wide open threes from deep.
3-ball, that one's in there. Nice shot, Micah Simpson, one of the lone returners from Alabama State's NCAA tournament team from 1 year ago. And the senior has the Hornets on the board. Steen on the catch. We'll hear more about him in just a couple of moments. Working against it, nice step through, and it rattles out. The rim didn't like it. Offensive rebound, Steen fouls. Stays with it, smile on his face, and he'll go to the line.
You can see that toughness that everyone says Steen carries. The way he stayed in there and fought through that missed shot, stayed composed, corralled it, kept it high. You got to keep those balls high down low. You can't bring it down for the guards to try to get away from you.
First free throw is down. And Steen on Tuesday night against Alcorn State had 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 blocks. The transfer from Florida Southern College, Division II ranks, hails originally from Panama City Beach, Florida. Knocks down another free throw. The Seminoles shot just under 70% as a team against the Braves on that Tuesday night opener, as a near turnover does turn into a turnover. Noles want to focus on hitting more free throws, so a good start there. They lead 8-3. McCray, spin move, that's pretty, all the way to the left hand, left it short. Offensive rebound, Steen. It's blocked shot, he stays with it. Jones already hit one, he's got a second.
That's tough to guard, Aria. If he can post up out there and get those shots off and just be waiting on that ball to come big kicked out to him, it's going to be hard to stop Jones tonight.
Shot top of the key. Stand back, long rebound, McCray. Behind the back dribble, creates space, Somerville. He steps into a shot, that's off to the right. Offensive rebound, Jones. Noles coming out flying here. McCray calls his own number. That one's back iron. Steen has been active on the glass. Can't get 2 hands on that one.
Steen is everywhere. He is such a hustle player down low. He's got invaluable moves down low.
Missed shot, offensive rebound. Ball is loose. In the short corner, a tie-up possession arrow. Will stay with Alabama State.
Who tied it up, Aria? Steen, of course. He's everywhere right now. Associate Coach Head Fly was telling me that that's one of the things Steen brings to the table, is just how he is just a go-getter. He'll go after a loose ball. He said he just makes everybody on the floor play harder.
Short corner, pull-up jumper, that's good. Nice play, Micah Simpson. He's got a couple buckets. And Tony Madlock told us earlier in shoot-around today, he has got to step up. This has to become his team.
He said he's got to be his shooter. He can't be a capable shooter.
Oh! How about Robert McCray V with a kiss high off the glass?
He can do it all. We talked about his assist and the way he can distribute the ball, but he's a scorer at heart.
McGee into the open court. He's fouled this frenetic pace, and it's one that Alabama State invites. It's the way Tony Madlock wants to play, but the Noles right now are feasting all over the Hornets, and it's the Seminoles stinging Alabama State early on.
And you can just see the court vision. Sometimes you got to pass, sometimes you got to shoot. But Robert McCray can make some decisions.
There's a free throw for McGee. He's got 4 couple subs coming in here now for the Hornets. When you look at Kobe McGee, the transfer from Drexel, who averaged 14 points per game 1 year ago, there is a calm presence about him, right? The been there, done that veteran leadership that a guy who has been around the college basketball game brings to the table.
Yes, and you know, he leads by example, too. He's one of those type leaders, as well as Robert McCray. But McGee is like the first guy in the gym. If you come to shoot around, he's here early. If you come to the game, he's here early. He's the guy you want leading by example for your team.
Seminoles will jump and press. See Luke Laux there on your screen. A foul was called on Somerville. He's the sophomore transfer from UMass Lowell, wearing number 1. He comes in pretty quickly for Florida State. Didn't start, but they've done it now 2 games in a row where he's coming in the first couple of minutes. Another hand check there on McCray. And we asked Luke Laux and one of his assistants, Michael Fly, to be honest, right, about the defense after game 1. And they both said, we love the trapping and the pressing and creating chaos, but there are too many times in the half court we've got to clean some of that stuff up and not allow straight line drives to the rim. And Luke Laux still trying to teach them how to play defense without fouling.
Right, and it's a learned lesson. And right there, they got the deflection, knocking it out of bounds. That's something else they want to really be cognizant of, is tipping passes to make things get disrupted. And he said he's happy with his disrupted defense, but like you said, they want to get that half-court penetration and open threes finished. None of that anymore. And the open threes for Jones, he is on fire, Aria.
He's got 9 points. He's perfect from beyond the arc. Has hit all 3 of his attempts. 18 and 7 against Alcorn State on Tuesday night. The hoop in the horn there. Simpson has come to life, and he's come to play. He's got all 7 points for the Hornets. For the Noles, the pace has been the way they want to play it. And they're hitting shots from the outside in that tempo.
Yes, and it's coming easy. When you can kick it out to the open man and he gets a clean look, it's going to make everybody excited. And LeJay Jones is knocking it down.
And he's off to a nice start here tonight. And we say hello to a new face to our broadcast team in Ainsley Topchick.
Well, when I asked him what his role was on the team, he said, I'm the plug guy. Whether it's diving on the floor, making plays, whatever his guys do, whatever his guys need, he is willing to do. And Coach Lauk's reminder that even guys like Steph Curry make mistakes has given Steen all the confidence to trust his game. Guys?
Steen's shown a lot of confidence so far here against Alabama State. Thank you, Ansley. The hustle and the effort really helps this Seminole team, doesn't it?
100%. And his aggressiveness and his experience and all the years of playing college basketball under his belt and the games he's played and the hardware he's won is why he's so confident.
Cam Miles into the game. He launches, misses everything. Loose ball picked up.
I like getting the young
guys.
I like getting the young guys in, Aria, getting some looks early so they can get in the rhythm of the game.
High off the glass, that ball not going to be there. Rebound collected by Basong. Maluk to Somerville. Miles, zone defense from the Hornets. Backdoor cut. Basong, the freshman, looking for help, instead does it himself.
Basong, the Frenchman, using all 7 foot 3 inches of that wingspan to corral that pass in. Maluk shotgunned that thing right at him, but he corralled it and finished up strong.
Alessi into the game as well. Shot up and in for Mason. Tyler Mason, the junior, transferred from Howard. Very good scorer around the basket per his head coach. And the deficit now 11.
You know, that's one thing about Tony Madlock's team. People don't realize he's got a bunch of new faces on his squad this year, too, as well, Aria.
There's a hand check foul. We'll go against Standback. And if that is on Standback, he's got 3 already. Not even 6 minutes into the game. He's got to come out.
And, you know, Coach Madlock talked about him today at shoot-around on how he's one of those young kids. He reclassified early. He redshirted last year, but he's still just 18 years old. And he's trying to help him learn and grow through his mistakes, hence leaving him on the floor.
Miles and Maluk at the rim. Last touch by the Noles. It'll go the way of the Hornets. 20-9. Florida State leads by 11. Seminoles 6 of 13 early on shooting. They have forced 3 turnovers after forcing 21 against Alcorn State on Tuesday night. Part of this defensive plan the Noles want to employ. Floater not there, offensive rebound and a foul. Mason, he will go to the line, cleaning up some action there at the bucket.
Gabasson kind of over the back, trying to pull that rebound. He's so athletic, and that's one of the things the staff love about him is how he can be aggressive and take advantage of his athleticism. His offensive game has got to catch up with his defensive game.
Free throw off to the left. And one more coming as McCray checks back in. McCray became a quick fan favorite on Tuesday night. And his head coach said, you really know he's in the zone. We talked to Luke Laux earlier today about shooters getting into zones, but can guys who pass the ball get into similar zones as that free throw rattles home? And he said, absolutely. And the game had slowed down so much for McCray. He was trying different things like behind the back passes that his coach was cool with on his way to 17 assists.
Well, you know, with that, and like Luke can tell you, because as you mentioned earlier, in 2012, he's the last person to have the second most assists. He could get in the zone himself as a point guard and distribute the ball. Uncanny, a la like he did at Duke to beat Duke up there with Michael Snare's shot at the buzzer.
Pass intercepted. McCray has a 3-on-2. Wiggins Euro steps, and he attacks the basket with a soft kiss off the glass and in.
Wiggins, playing in his 99th college game, is the most experienced player on Laux's squad. But he's also coming off a big-time night, career-high 22 points with 5 rebounds on Tuesday.
3 of 8 from beyond the arc in that game as well. He's had the freedom to be able to shoot the ball unlike anything he's had in his career prior to coming to Tallahassee.
We asked him why Florida State. He said the staff and style of play.
Mason jumped too early, and he front ironed the dunk. Noles want to run. Wiggins, screen light, 3-ball, rattles out.
Way downtown with that one, Aria. He was deep.
Turnover. Numbers in transition for Florida State. Miles tries his hand, back irons a tray ball. Oh, he touched past it to Wiggins. Cross court. Basong thought about the 3, puts it down, and now the Noles will run their offense. He does let it fly this time, and nothing but the bottom of the net for the Frenchman.
And Madlock's seen enough, Aria. He wants to take a quick one and slow down this barrage coming from the entire bench at Florida State.
Thomas Basong from Paris, France, letting it fly from beyond the arc. And the Seminoles now 5 of 10 from 3 early in this one. They hit 13 of 30 against Alcorn State on Tuesday night. And again, off to another good start here tonight from beyond the arc. We'll be back in Tallahassee momentarily.
Notes after the games, and his dad gets specific, asking him, do you remember this play? Chauncey laughed and told me he has to say, no, Dad, I just played a whole game. But he added he is so grateful for their insight and mentorship, guys.
It's always good when your dad has played at a high level like Chauncey's pops did at Wichita State. Michael, of course, having started there in the 90s. A 3-ball that was good by Anderson to trim this Seminole lead. As McCray lets it fly top of the key, that one misses everything. It'll be Hornets basketball, but more on Wiggins we talk about calming influences. How about a guy that you alluded to earlier who has been at so many different levels at Clemson, where he's made a Sweet 16 and an Elite 8, and he's won 18 ACC games in a year as well.
He brings a ton of calmness, really, for the team because he's been there, done that, and he said that's one of the things he's trying to share with the team. Other than that, get 6 rebounds a game is his personal goal, and he'd like to get to 10. But, you know, he has taken that step with his experience at Clemson, and bringing that to the Florida State squad has got to help Luke Lauch in his first year.
Good defense by the Knowles. Miller forced into a long 2. Now they want to run. McCray thought about the 3, doesn't take it.
They're keeping on the perimeter to get some inside touches will help with those kickouts. That's one of the things they wanted to work on today.
McCray all the way to the rack himself. Torqued his body, and he can do it passing, and he can do it scoring as well.
Oh, he's a great athlete. We talk about it all the time, how athletic he is and his ability to really sky. He did a little bit of it there, but he's got more to go with those hops he showed you tonight. Another
turnover forced. And we take another look at McCray just putting his man on skates.
You know, and he's got the ability to use both hands. He's very ambidextrous with the ball, so he can reach around his defenders. You know, I had a chance to call his games last year at Jacksonville. I got a couple of his games and really got to see some of his personal moves. And here he's more of a distributor than a scorer right now.
Wiggins lets it fly. Top of the key. Back iron. Too strong. Somerville. Long offensive rebound. And the Seminoles will reset. He asked for a screen here from Steen. The pick and pop. Steen. Backdoor cut. Wiggins stays with it. Loses the basketball, though. Seemed like that play was just maybe a half second off. As a block shot by Steen. He made up for it on the defensive end. McCray. Game getting a little frenetic. McGee fires. Yes. Kobe McGee, he's got another one. And Florida State, they got the hot hand from beyond the arc tonight as McGee trying to pump the crowd up.
A bit of an unconventional kick-out 3, but if you got a guy sitting out there whose last name's McGee, you better hit him because he's going to drop it.
I'm looking to my left and my right. More students here tonight than there were on Tuesday. Trying to get the weekend started with some FSU hoops. You score over 100 games, says that shot. Oh, baby, are you kidding me? Parking lot triple from Ajon Anderson.
And they talked about his scoring ability, and he's a point guard this year, really looking to score as a guard, but man, he shot that from deep.
McGee feeling good. That one rattles out. Offensive rebound and a stick back by Wiggins.
Good job crashing the glass. One thing you can see in this game, Florida State's guards are going to the rim when a shot goes up. You gotta love it when your guards rebound. Just gotta make sure one guy gets back to stop the ball.
7 offensive rebounds for Florida State on just 12 missed shots so far. Pump fake, floater, teardrop. Wiggins cleans the glass. Something he's been focusing on is the rebounding. Watch Wiggins push the break and poked out from behind. It'll go out of bounds. It'll stay with FSU. Couple subs coming in, but we talked about what the students want to see. They want to see dunks and they want to see threes, and they're getting it tonight.
Athletic ability, and here it is, Steen smacking it off the glass. And the excitement from the team, and as we talked about, don't let them set their feet because these Knowles can drain it.
6 of 14 as a team from beyond the arc. McGee's got 2 threes. Jones has 3 of them. And they have a goal of about 32 threes a game. That's what Luke Lauch wants.
And Maria, they want to lead the nation in attempts, and that's obvious with what you're doing. And you got a team right here in Alabama State that likes to shoot the 3 as well, but they're getting a hard time getting their looks with Florida State's athleticism.
Offensive foul away from the ball.
Shah Muhammad did not hold his screen, got a little excited, just got in the game, trying to get that pick and roll. He can jump himself and trying to get that lob dunk over the top.
Shah Muhammad, the junior from Queens, New York. UMass is where he played his last stop before coming to Tallahassee.
Had 106 block shots at Southern Idaho.
Nearly had a block shot there. The putback is good. Tapped home by 23. That's Arshawn King. It's 32-18. Somerville dissects the defense. Now back. Kick, 3. He wants it. It's a little strong there. Knowles, another offensive rebound. Jones hasn't missed yet, and he is waiting for his first miss. Maybe he won't miss tonight.
I think we got another guy in the zone tonight. Just tonight, he's not passing, and he's shooting.
Tonight a zones for the Seminoles. Deep three there. Anderson tried another parking lot shot. He attempted that one from Montgomery, Alabama.
And one of those things you talked about just a little bit ago, Aria, is the crowd. You're right. When you bring the offense and you bring the excitement, like you said, deep threes, dunks, scoring 100 points, word spreads. A way better crowd tonight. The fans are here, and especially the students. That's a good thing for Loucks and his crowd.
McGee on the catch. Somerville jab step, lost the handle, fell down, jump ball. Possession will favor Florida State this time on alternating possessions.
That's that toughness Coach Matt Locks talks about. Diving on the floor, trying to corral that loose ball.
Well, we're at the under 8 media timeout here at the Tuck. 35-18, Florida State hustle plays all around, and they're shooting it well too.
Hey, and the guy that's doing it tonight is LeJay Jones. He is shooting it from everywhere.
Block and Alabama State, the Hornets, who had to win their conference tournament just to make the NCAAs, got to the first four, beat St. Francis, and really gave Auburn a test there for at least a half in the first round of the NCAA tournament. And you see on your screen what that meant to the program. First 20-win season in over 15 years. And Tony Madlock told us, he said, well, it's our message that finally set through. We had a lot of returners. This year's team, though, going to be a lot different with 9 newcomers.
Right, and he said what it did is kind of second his preachings every day in practice, where his kids buy in and believe more about what he's talking about, to see it come into effect, just like that breakaway layup that just happened right in front of us. But Coach Madlock's a great guy. He's a veteran. He played with Penny Hardaway at Memphis. He brings a lot to the game and is a great example of a tough, hard-nosed leader, helping kids grow into young men.
Foul called on the floor, wet spot as well, and the manager's quickly remedying that. It's on Palesi, and team foul number 4 for the Hornets. They lost 8 players from last year's team, including their top 3 leading scorers in Amar Knox, TJ Hines, and TJ Madlock, who graduated. McCray is called for an offensive foul. He said he extended his arm as McCray looks for an explanation. Our officiating crew, Eric Lewis, Adam Floor, and Randall Wells.
And he just goes down, big boy. He had his arm out a little bit, but then this contact, you can't see it from that angle, but it's a good replay. You can see he kind of goes into him with that left shoulder.
And check violations of these officials right now. Trying to initiate more freedom of movement rules. And they told us again early in the season, they're going to be a lot tighter on hand checks and not allowing guys to be able to move. So you got a bonus already opportunity for Simpson.
They're a little bit lighter on them than they were on Tuesday night. Tuesday night, if you got near anybody, it was a foul. And now it's 7-5 on the, or 7-4 on the fouls. Florida State's got more. But you got to be happy. At least they're not stop and play too much and letting the guys go up and down. But that's a testament to both these crews, both teams and the crew of officials, that they're playing pretty solid.
Another free throw is due here for Anderson. Ajon Anderson's the senior, who's a score-first combo guard. The coach wants to challenge to defend at a high level. Last year at Queens, he was a pretty good scorer. Queens, of course, a school in Charlotte, North Carolina. He's played 25 games, averaged just over 5 points a game, but had 24 against Western Carolina, which showed what he can do. And I think the Hornets are hoping he brings to the table this year in SWAC play. He's had a nice start here tonight in Tally.
He's coming from a good program at Queens. They've got an established program, and before they went D1, when they were still D2, they were national champions and in the contention every year.
Miles, 3-ball. Too strong a battle for the basketball. It's loose. We got another tie-up. This time arrow going back to Alabama State.
And LJ Jones there, he's not hanging on the perimeter. He's going down there, diving on the floor for that loose ball, and still getting plenty of jump shots when he's out there. But I love his aggressive play of making everything happen and not just floating on the perimeter like some guards tend to.
Simpson will inbounds. Knowles will show that 2-2-1 press. Anderson falls down. Oh, they call a foul.
When you land on an offensive player or vice versa, the guy on top's going to get the foul. Like, they got to call something because he went to the floor. It's a tough break for Bassan. But the young Frenchman is really coming along. He looks more comfortable tonight than he did on Tuesday, his first night out.
You know, funny, after the game, his name is pronounced in the pronunciation guide is Thomas Bassan. He told his head coach, Luke Laux, you can call me Thomas because you've called me Thomas since I've come here from Paris, France. And then he corrected coach and said it's actually pronounced Thomas if you were to say it in French. I think we got to call him Thomas.
Well, we're speaking English.
You know, is it difficult to say Thomas?
No, it's not.
It's not.
It might be difficult to say L.J. Jones.
There's L.J. Jones with a little French on that basketball.
He's got the secret sauce.
3 ball on the other end. That one's good. Nice shot. Tyler Mason. And again, an Alabama State team that wants to play similar in some ways to Florida State. They want to play with pace. They'll trap on defense, and they'll launch a ton of threes.
And, you know, Mason's really a post player, but obviously he's showing us he can shoot it as well.
Deflection out of bounds. Ball go to the Hornets.
And the ability to inside out and just cross him over and get to the rim and use the rim for protection. That's one of the things that athletes have really gotten good at. The basketball players have become so good at using the rim as an additional defender to keep the guy from blocking the shot.
Near 5-second call. And the Hornets, Simpson able to get it in quickly. And Miller darting up the court. He stepped on the sideline. My goodness. Turnover number 7 for Alabama State. But that chaos is what FSU wants, as Tony Matlock beside himself there on the sideline.
Well, he said one of the things for his team, as we talked about, he's got a young team, or young to him, as he just recruited them all this summer, is they haven't seen me in a game setting yet. And he says, you know, I get a little feisty, and I don't know how they're going to handle me.
Alabama State team picked 4th in the preseason in the SWAC preseason bowls. Second straight SWAC opponent for the Noles, playing Alcorn State. And if you count the game against FAMU in the exhibition, it's the 3rd straight game against a SWAC opponent as Wiggins blocks. Tried to back down Mason, and the junior from Stafford, Virginia wins the battle for the Hornets. Alabama State hanging around here in the first half. Got off to a bit of a chaotic start for the Hornets. They've settled in. For the Noles, comfortably up 11. Still about 5 minutes to play.
Well, Alabama State's gotten better on their defensive transition and getting back and not giving those open threes.
Block shot, no, they'll call a foul. Nice backdoor cut by the Hornets. Jones was trying to time his jump to block the shot. I think he got maybe a little wrist.
You can't give up the baseline. That's that half-court defense we were talking about that Luke Laux is worried about for tonight. But you got to give them credit going strong in there and not being afraid. King going straight into LeJay Jones and getting the foul.
Marshawn, a redshirt freshman from Memphis, Tennessee, misses the first free throw. Began his career at Arkansas State, where he redshirted as a former 3-star player out of Bartlett High in Memphis.
And that's one of the things Tony likes out of his kids. Those kids from Memphis, he said, they got that toughness already. I don't have to coach them up too much on their toughness.
Well, he left 2 points at the free throw line. Knowles will be thankful. McCray, teardrop. The Hornet might have got a hand on it too. Cleared by Mason.
The ball movement has kind of slowed down for Florida State, which is partially why they've gotten Alabama State back in the game.
Layup, no foul called. There's a whistle. That is the 10th foul on Florida State. Luke Laux unhappy about something during that sequence. Was there a travel there, J. Wright?
I didn't see it, but you know, Luke must have seen something because he is unhappy. He drug his feet right here.
He definitely traveled.
And a double dribble.
He was tap dancing.
I can see Coach Laux's complaint, but it's hard to win that battle.
Is Luke saying I have the replay?
Yeah,
here?
now he could request it, and then it would charge him a timeout if he's wrong. It's a new rule this year.
Well, both free throws missed. McGee, trail three, not going to be there in transition. And another foul. As the whistles have really picked up over the last couple of minutes. Arshawn King went down on the rebounds. And the Hornets will go back to the line. They've already attempted 11 free throws in this first half. They've only made 4 of them. So that hasn't hurt Florida State quite yet.
Somerville and Coach Laux are both claiming that he didn't do anything. You know, they're saying he caused the contact, that Somerville didn't initiate the contact. But when somebody goes down high like that, it's hard as an official not to kind of see something. And also, as a young coach, and any coach in particular, when you've got double-digit fouls and your opponent has 4 fouls, he's pleading his case to try to get the foul balance equaled out. Common practice in college basketball for a coach to complain.
2 free throws there from King. And into the game is Demarion Yates. Now the Hornets will show a little token pressure. See if they trap out of it. They do not. They back out. They're in that 4-minute media timeout mark. Somerville, McGee, green light, 3-ball is short, rebounds. Hornets, Simpson wants to push, darts forward, inside the 3-point line. Heavy pass, but resetting, there is Mason. Wiggins, active hands. Tell you what, Florida State is playing very actively on the defensive side at least. That'll take us to our under 4 media timeout. Alabama State back into single digits. The deficit just 9. We'll be right back.
Jones, Tuesday night, 18 points and 7 rebounds. Well, tonight, he's 4 for 4 from the floor and has not missed a 3 yet, and he's shooting them every way. 4 threes already, and he has got 14 points and leading the charge for Florida State in first-year head coach Luke Laux. Joined here, Aria, what do you think about LJ tonight?
He's done a great job, no doubt about that. He's been a steadying hand there from beyond the arc for FSU, and they trust him to take those jumpers. It's a Knowles team that started 6 of 13 from beyond the arc, and if my math is correct, they're now 7 of 22 for 32%. Is that 1 for their last 9?
Yes, and they've struggled.
I did graduate.
I know, right? Good job, Aria.
I promise.
You know, is that Florida State education? But they're out there, and they've switched to zone for a little bit. Now they've gone back to man-to-man on this out-of-bounds under.
I do want to defend Florida State. Academically, when I got in, I didn't help. Now it's a top 20 university. There's no shot you and I could get into this university at this point.
It's not only a top-notch academic institution, but it's a big-time athletic institution as well, as we all know.
Near flop, and Somerville. I said near flop. He did flop, and Somerville knocked down the jumper anyway. Lead back into double figures.
And Somerville had a little something to say about it, too, because he loves to do a little talking.
39-28, Somerville's first points. Florida State looking for a stop here to pick up some momentum late in the first half. On the drive, switching hands, not there. Knowles have numbers if they run. 4 on 3. Wiggins, left wing, 3-ball in the air. He banked it in. They all count the same. I think the bank might be open on this Friday night, not sure.
It is on the West Coast, even though we're on the East Coast. Wiggins is not afraid to pull it, and he loves to shoot that three in transition.
Can't cash an ATM anywhere but right here at the Tuck. Here on this Friday evening. 42-28. Wiggins has 7. It's a quick 5-0 spurt from the Seminoles. Miller floats it in. That's nice. With the left hands. Tony Madlock called him a steady, true point guard. Wiggins on the other end. Steen, he'll slam it home.
Steen with that offensive rebound. Got the rebound, turned to pass it, and was like, hey, there's no defense on me. Got him a little slamma-jamma. They had it cut to 9, and now they got it opened back up on them a little bit.
3-ball, right wing, that rattles out. Wiggins, oh, did he catch it over the cylinder? They say no, he plays on. Thought I heard an inadvertent whistle. Somerville fouled on the drive. And that'll be the 6th foul on Alabama State.
And Steen, the canny ability to turn and just realize, I got to put that bad boy down. And they talk about stopping that penetration, and it's not happening every time, because right there, Alabama State with the layup.
Near 5 seconds. McCray able to get it to Jones just in the nick of time. Under 90 seconds to play in this first half. Noles have dropped 44 points. Defensively have held Alabama State to 30, and McCray finger roll. He's just too strong. Crafty around the rim. Do people forget that Mr. McCray can score the bucket as well in his career?
He's not just distributing, he's also scoring.
Averaged 18 points per game in 2 seasons. At Jacksonville University, JU in the A-Sun, a 2-time first-team all-conference member there. Palesi pulls up, free throw line off to the left on that jumper rebound, Wiggins. Chauncey, Jones thought about it. Didn't shoot, pulls the ball out. You can see Luke Laux on the right side of your screen barking out instructions.
I'm surprised he didn't try to get a 2-for-1 here, taking the air out of the ball.
McCray, cross-court pass, 4 on the clock. Jones off his hip, a foul, a reach in on Micah Simpson. That is his first, team 7th. And the Noles will go to the line for a 1-and-1.
Bit of a break for Jones because he had lost the ball, but there was a lot of contact as he was going down the lane. And you can see Coach Laux over there was talking to McCray, trying to get his marching orders on how he wants this last 30 seconds to shake out. We're talking about McCray shooting the ball so much. He's already got 4 assists, even though he hasn't been, quote unquote, in that same zone he was the other night.
Well, I don't know how many times he's going to get to 17.
Well, that's not happening.
That was top 5 in ACC history.
If he can float 7-8 assists a game, that's phenomenal. But he'll take 5 a night, too.
You're talking guys like Raymond Felton, Kenny Anderson, Muggsy Buggs. That's how far back you got to go. He was in the same breath as those guys with the assist category there in the assist mark. 46-30 as Jones missed the front end. Miller turns, faces, jumper, too strong, 4 on the clock, now 3. McGee with 2. Half court heave, McGee lets it fly, and he didn't catch anything. Might have had time for one more dribble. Second half underway here at the Tuck on this Friday night. Second consecutive game against the SWAC for Florida State to start non-conference play. First season for Luke Laux as Jones right to the basket. And he lays it in. Jacob, that's what you wanted to see, right? And you think Coach Laux wanted more points in the paint and taking the easy first opportunity if it's there.
When you get into the paint, it causes the defense to help, and then you can get better, clean looks by pitching the ball outside.
Illegal screen on Palesi. And that is a foul.
It's so hard to hold your screen, and you want to get anxious to make a play and rotate. But you got to learn to hold those screens. He just got with the program in August per Coach Madlock, so he's still learning the Coach Madlock system.
Everybody in the early season trying to figure some things out. 48-30 as Jones on the catch to McGee. McCray. Sidestep. Oh, baby! The hammer! Robert McCray, the fifth. Assault on the rim.
But I tell you, Aria, I said that man had some hops.
And the seas just parted for McCray, who found a clear lane to the basket. How about these ups?
He pressed the button, baby. Elevator to the top floor. That's what you got out of Robert McCray. Attacking the rim.
Robert McCray, who can really shoot the basketball. A foul. It's on, is that Palesi again? I think that's 11. No, it's on.
It's on McCray. McCray
is on McCray. Okay.
Nailed Palesi, kind of bumped him with the body, and he's got to make that call. The ball's falling out of bounds. There's contact. Coach Laux is not happy. They're jumping in this side court press that they like to do. The sideline out of bounds.
Foul number 3 on McCray. And Robert McCray, 8 points in this one. And 4 assists. King gets Steen in the air on the pivot foot, nearly traveled. It'll go out of bounds. It'll be Florida State's basketball.
They did a great job doubling the ball. As soon as King got it, King was trying to make a move. He thought he had gave him a good head fake, but that was some better half-court defense. That's what Luke Laux is wanting. Not just trapping in the backcourt trying to get a quick turnover, but stopping penetration and not giving them easy looks down low.
Foul on the play there for Alabama State and Coach Tony Madlock. Luke Laux said they played with more energy than the Seminoles. Ansley caught up with Coach Madlock right before the start of the second half, right, Ansley?
I did, and he said, you know, my guys started off slow, but we got a lot of new guys. It's a relatively new team, so we're figuring it out, especially, you know, in a tough away environment. And I said, what's the key to this next half? And he said, we have to rebound the ball. Aria?
Rebounding the ball should be a key, not just for the Hornets, but for Florida State. The Seminole team that, though, offensively got 11 offensive rebounds. What are some ways, Jacob, that the Hornets can keep the Noles off the offensive glass?
Well, they're going to have to box them out, and they've been running some zone, and it's hard to box out in the zone because you don't really have a man, and you can't box that out.
Wow, McCray's head was nearly at the rim. A two-hand flush.
We've been talking about how big an athlete he is, and he's showing us right here in the second half.
On the other end, Tyler Mason says, let me get in on that action.
I'm an athlete too, baby. I'm about to bury that thing.
Timeout taken on the floor. We're going to take it with him. Robert McCray, you know he can pass the ball, he can distribute, he can score, and he can jump out of the gym.
He'll find a way, and he's all about it, whether he does it on his own or has some help, to the next level. Robert McCray, bring it on home.
To start this second half, getting better looks and attacking the bucket too.
Yes, and they're distributing the ball better, and they're attacking what they're giving them as far as getting to the rim, and then defense creates offense with the turnovers.
McCray handles the rock, calls out a play, screen set by Steen, pick and roll. Steen lost it on the way up. How'd he make it? He still dropped it in, and the foul.
Steen's got really good footwork, and he stays with it. Even though he didn't have a good grasp on the ball, he was able to corral it and keep it high and get that touch even through the contact over the top. What a sweet pass. And he gets drilled and still stays with that bad boy. And L.J. Jones right there on the backside in case it rolled off, ready to flush it home.
Alex Dean, who is a prolific shot blocker at the Division II level for Florida Southern College. 194 career blocks. Had 2 more against Alcorn State in his seminal debut. Luke Laux called him Mr. Hustle. That's what he brings to the table, right? It's the intangibles and the grittiness around the bucket.
100%. He's the tough guy down low. He's not walking around like a tough guy, but he plays through everything. And is just so strong down low. Nothing knocks him off his game.
He had interest from over 70 schools prior to picking Florida State. The likes of Kentucky, Louisville, Ole Miss, Bama, all had some interest in Mr. Steen. As
look at him run the floor.
He catches all, it went right through his hands. Was he the last to touch it is the question. He doesn't seem to think so. But they will say he indeed was. It's a turnover for Florida State, just their 5th.
That ball had a lot of push behind it, right? You got to get it a little bit of lob to it. Give him a chance to get up under it like a pass. You know, you can't throw a bullet straight and expect a guy to catch it through traffic running 94 feet.
Alessi nearly trapped at the midcourt line. That was a double dribble, didn't get called. That was missed. Miller almost traveled there. Pass to Palesi off to the left. Offensive rebound. Yates turns and it rattles home.
Yates with a really good look down low. Didn't let the defense rattle him and stayed with it.
Yates, his first points of the game to go along with 2 rebounds and an assist. 57-34. McGee straight away, 3 ball, nothing but the bottom of the net. Kobe McGee can really shoot the basketball. That's his 3rd tray ball here on this Friday night.
He's got such a sweet stroke and works on it. Is the best thing about watching that young fella in the gym is how much effort he puts into getting better.
Over 40% one season ago for Drexel, was 3rd in the Colonial in the league in 3-point percentage. Somerville lost it on the dribble, picked up there by Mason. Now Simpson jets forward, pulls it back, Miller on the catch. And he threw it over the top, and a turnover.
Kobe McGee, you got to be happy with what he's doing for you, Coach Laux. When he gets spotted up, he's ready. Way downtown, whichever side it's from, he's dropping buckets.
First-year ACC coaches, and Luke Laux, chief among them for the Noles. Jai Lucas at Miami, Ryan Odom to Virginia, and Will Wade heading to Raleigh and NC State. All are off to a really nice start to the season. I've really enjoyed watching Miami and Jai Lucas and the way they play defensively. Ryan Odom, known in the mid-major ranks as one of the best coaches for a number of years. And Will Wade, I mean, I'm telling you what, that guy can coach basketball and he can acquire talent.
Well, you're talking about Ryan Odom, whose dad at Wake Forest, coached at Virginia. Ryan Odom grew up in Charlottesville. Chauncey Wiggins from deep once again. But then you got Jai Lucas at Texas. His dad is one of the best all-around basketball guys out there. Starred in the NBA, big-time player. And then Will Wade, who walks with an edge on anybody, and he's ready to walk the walk in the Triad area. He's not offended by Duke. He's not offended by Carolina or Wake Forest. He said, we're in town, and we're about to make a presence known in the ACC.
No doubt about it.
It's exciting times with those 4 head coaches coming into the ACC.
On the flip side, though, too, Jacob, think about some of the coaches we said goodbye to. Coach Ham, Coach L, Jim Larinaga, of course, Tony Bennett at Virginia.
The Legends are taking it to the house because they don't like this NIL area.
Miles fouled on the run. We've said goodbye to so many legends of the game who have made profound impacts on their programs. But this is the new era, right? And you talk to all these new coaches, Luke Laux among them. Part of the reason they brought Luke Laux was his ability to manage a roster, what he's done in the NBA, his ability to understand what it takes to be able to put a team together at this point in this era.
One of his things, Aria, was he said the chaos of the NIL era in college basketball, it's just a Wednesday in the NBA.
That's a good
because
one.
they're sitting there dealing with constant agents complaining. That's what they have to deal with now for college kids. People complaining about not making enough money. You have to deal with that with college kids now. It's so many different things. Playing time. That used to be your only complaint, but you used to be able to keep your kid even if he didn't like his playing time. Now if they don't like their playing time, then we're out of here. We're transferred. And they'll pull to the portal in December. So it's a tough work, and it's a young man's game now. It's hard for the veterans to really enjoy this new era in hoops.
And to be able to keep guys and be comfortable with only having them for maybe 1 or 2 years. At the most, right? Coach Hamilton, he could develop a guy in 3 years, and they'd be a first-round lotto pick in the NBA. Same with Coach L. Coach Bennett is the Noles want to continue to run.
Both those guys like veteran leadership, and that's not what's happening out there now. You got to have young kids that know how to play and teach them real quick, and that's what a guy like Luke Loucks brings with his NBA experience.
No doubt about that. Like he said, just another day that ends in Y in the NBA. Jumper there. That is good for the Hornets. It was Miller on the bucket, 65-36. Wiggins on that right hand. They're going to call an offensive foul. Did he use a chicken wing? Did you see one?
Well, he used his shoulder a little bit, but my favorite part about this is Coach Loucks' expression. He's very frustrated with how his guys are playing, but when you go to the rim, and he's got his arm out there a little bit, and he's clearing space, so it's an arguable call. They'll call it against you in Chapel Hill. They'll call it against you in Durham.
Second chance opportunity is good as Mario Andrews, high motor player from Independence, Louisiana. He's able to knock it home. Wiggins, 3-ball, off to the right. Rebound, Yates. Out of bounds on the deflection stage with Alabama State.
Cam Miles running in transition, deflecting that pass out of bounds. That's the kind of defense Loucks likes to see. Close out the whole way, don't pull up, but you got to run the floor with these Alabama State players because they play the same kind of system.
Trap in the corner there. Now another one coming, and it's right into the midst of Basong. Was he out of bounds? They say his toe must have been on the line. Much to the chagrin of the Seminole faithful. Toma Basong.
There it is. You can see it on his camera work. He's standing there with his foot on the line.
Well, 11 stepped on the line first.
And then we got
Alessi,
him, the Frenchman, on the sideline, not the baseline.
Did you catch that on the baseline, Alessi?
Oh, yeah.
About a quarter of his boot, quarter of that sneaker's on the line. And these are things you can challenge, by the way. I think Coach Loucks eventually, you're up 27. Maybe Tuesday night against Florida, you might do a little differently, near 5 seconds. And a near travel. Anderson lost the basketball. Pocket picked by Somerville. Knowles in transition. Jones lets it fly. Banked. No good. Rebound Basong. Somerville. He tries his hand. Yes, sir.
And it all started with that corralled rebound by Basong, using that 7'3" wingspan to pull it in and then pitch it back out to Somerville.
Somerville, the America East Rookie of the Year 1 season ago. He's got 5 in this game. The answer by Anderson on the other end.
Not fazed by the deep ball from Florida State. He pulled his on.
Maluk, soft touch for the big man. Alir Maluk, 6'11", sophomore from Baldwin, Pennsylvania, of Sudanese descent.
It's good for the young big man to get some success. They're going to need him in their next game coming up, which happens to be, where's that, Aria? Where are they next week?
It's a big one, huh? In Gainesville against the Florida Gators. That should be a lot of fun. To be on the SEC network, the ESPN network televised. I really need YouTube TV and ESPN to figure there's the beef out, right? I want to watch this game.
You're going to have to go to a public establishment.
No kidding, or go to the game.
Correct.
Pushed in transition. Oh, blocked shot out of the sky.
Fabulous footwork from Somerville to keep him in front and to make him hesitate. And as soon as he hesitated, flying out of nowhere came the freshman, well, sophomore, to bat that bad boy out of bounds. Think twice. Look at that clean block.
Pass intercepted. Miles looking like a DB at Doak. And on a terrific feed, Somerville to Leger Jones. How about Jones now quietly with 18 points in now back-to-back contests as a Seminole?
He's everywhere tonight.
You look at Florida State offensively, a number of talented individuals, especially on the attacking end, right? You got Jones. We've seen what McCray can do. Wiggins. McGee has a steady hand. And then you get Somerville and Miles off the bench. A lot of pure scoring ability for FSU. Defensively, that's going to be the key for them. Can they get some stops and lock it down to allow their pace and their offensive prowess to really take hold in games?
Well, that's what the Florida State fans are going to see different this year, is the style of play and the scoring ability of Luke Laux' assortment of players he's put together here in his inaugural season in Tallahassee. So you're going to get a replay, potentially a challenge.
Florida State
here.
is challenging out of bounds.
(72-43). Florida State last year, Chuck Walsh telling us 27 threes was the most the Noles attempted. And now they've got over 30 in back-to-back games. 31 attempted here today. We're getting an explanation here from the official who's come over to the desk, into the booth. It's a challenge. And I think our boy J-Ride's going to explain to us exactly what Adam Ford just told him.
Luke Laux has called his first challenge of the season. So with it being this close to the media, it becomes an extended, but that's why it's an extended timeout. And if the challenge holds up and it's turned over, the play is turned over with possession, then he does not lose a timeout. If the possession stays the same and they don't change the call,
after review,
Florida State will lose
unsuccessful challenge, White 3 kicks the ball out of bounds.
That is new this season, so teams will have to figure it out. They are precious, no doubt, right? Your timeouts. But that's something that I love about it.
Confirmed. Got it. Yep. Confirmed with the call.
Well, they do confirm the call. Florida State loses a challenge. 72-43. We'll be right back. Florida State, second non-conference game, second game of the year, both against the SWAC. As a three-ball launched by number 3, Trey Miller, too strong. Florida State's final tune-up before they play the Gators next week in Gainesville as Miles had a clean look from beyond the arc, couldn't knock it down. The Seminole team will play on Tuesday night in Gainesville. Another turnover from Alabama State. That's number 16. And you get the feeling, too, that that's what Florida State's going to need to do against the Gators, isn't it? Force some turnovers, hit some threes, and give yourself a chance, because that's a big basketball team down there in Gainesville with a lot of talent, a lot of experience playing in front of the Rowdy Reptiles. But this Seminole team can create some chaos.
Oh, they're everywhere. They're trying to trap everything in the full court and get deflections, and as you said, to create the chaos, which Alabama State just created.
That's what they want to do as well. Anderson, nice work from Ajon Anderson, the senior.
But Coach Madlock likes to turn you over too. He wants to pick you up full court, but he's been turning the ball over. They don't turn it over like that, and this is not going to make Coach Laux happy.
Simpson, oh, he blew the layup on the Euro step. Jones to the rack! Oh, he put him on a poster. Leger Jones, a highlight reel play here on this Friday night.
If he gets a look, he's taking it.
Folks, LeJay Jones just caught a body. And he's got 20. Mason left it short. Jones again. McGee on the catch. Probes the Hornets defense. McCray turns, faces, layup. Oh, that was nice. Robert McCray. The athleticism from the senior. Yates, three, off to the right. Maluk fighting for it. Ball still loose. Yates, shot, foul. And he'll go to the line.
And they open it up like parting the Red Sea. Jones sees it right in front of him and goes right at the rim and just cradles it and throws it down, Arya. He is doing it from every angle, every level, however you want to talk about it. LeJay Jones is scoring the basketball tonight.
That was crazy.
Here comes a whole crew. He's subbing them in like Coach Ham and Perry Clark used to pull, bringing in the posse.
Yeah, the hockey line change for Florida State. You see Jones and Maluk come out of the game. Quick combo with Coach Louds. Free throw good from Yates. He splits them. By the way, congratulations to Jameer Watkins, who did debut tonight for the Washington Wizards, has gotten into the game. 43rd overall pick of the NBA drafts this past summer. That three, Wiggins can't connect, so another NBA null. Well, Coach Hamilton had a long list of them.
He did, and Anderson is down here pulling up in perimeter from deep, and Coach Madlock is not happy with those quick shots when he's trying to cut into this lead that Florida State has. But back to that, Coach Hamilton had a really good run and a big-time recruiter. He affected a lot of men's lives by helping them become such honorable young men, and at the same time creating some really good basketball players with a lot of success stories.
Wiggins, corner triple. Took a couple of bounces, didn't fall down.
He affected half the staff over there working for Luke Louds.
Sure did. That jumper is out, but a foul called away from the play. It's, did you get a number? Did they say 3-0 or 0-3? Didn't see it. We're all learning, I'm telling you. Early season rust is a thing. No, they put up double zeros. Tyler Bird, that's the foul. McGee launches and connects from the corner right in front of his team bench. Kobe McGee has 4 triples and now 14 points.
2 games for Kobe McGee and no 2-point field goals. Only shooting threes.
Seminoles with 12 threes here tonight, 35 attempted. Well, Luke Lauk said he wanted 32, and they didn't get there on Tuesday night. They have, oh, Muhammad pins it against the glass, but it's goaltending. But a Florida State team that has easily passed that mark and still has over 8 minutes to play in this one.
Everyone's got a little funny look on their face because they're like, that ball looked like it was on the way up for that block, but it's kind of going in either way, so it fell through.
Yeah. Coach Laux was telling us earlier this week about learning to have patience. And we talked about it on Tuesday's broadcast. It's in the NBA. As McCray, great look to Muhammad, kick to Wiggins. He said he got Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant. As that shot, no. A whistle away from the ball. It was a foul called. Yes, indeed, on number 3. Trey Miller for the Hornets. But in the college ranks, you got to have a little bit more patience with kids who are still learning every day. And that's something that's testing Luke here in the early going.
Coach Louds over there just called Wiggins over because he's trying to talk to him and get him to get a better shot selection. He's just shooting the ball with too many people on him. He's getting stuck a little bit with Chauncey tonight, where he's way more fluid earlier, but You got to like his toughness right there, cutting to the rim, being held by two hands, didn't even faze him. Still playing hard. And Wiggins is stepping into a new role this year as the leader of the team. And that's what he's here for, and he's embracing it. But, you know, he had a great night the other night with his 22 points, leading all scorers. And he's got his 12 this evening.
That ACC experience for Wiggins. Again, they're challenging to rebound the basketball more here in his senior year. He's got 5 tonight. He said, my goal is 10. It's an extended pause in the action here. Is it a clock issue?
No, I think it's a foul issue. Like, who's got the fouls?
I think it's stand back now with 5 fouls. So he's done. Miller has 4 of them. That's the foul trouble situation.
There's no horn from the table.
McGee on the catch, nearly undercut by Bird. A foul called. That is now going to be the 1-and-1 for Florida State the rest of the way.
This is where these games are tough, and it's tough on Alabama State. They've got 13 games, 12 of them are on the road. You know, and it's kind of a normal thing in the SWAC. They play a lot of road games because it brings in a lot of guaranteed money, and it gets frustrating when it's their first game of the season and they're down 30.
That can't be easy, right? And they're going to learn a lot. He said life in the SWAC is you got to play road games. And they will. They'll go for 12 days out west. Trips to Colorado, Air Force, a tournament out there, New Mexico. And again, Alabama State, you collect some paychecks, right? You help pay some of the budget. You hope to pull off a stunner the way Bethune-Cookman almost did against Auburn earlier to begin the season. But he said the challenge is to get guys ready to play by SWAC and have them motivated and ready to make a run in conference play.
But you don't want them to get beat up too much. That's what I'm alluding to. You got to stay in those games to keep those guys ready so they don't kind of get frustrated going into the season, the conference season, where they want to make a run. Because at the end of the day, it's a one-bid league. You know, the smaller leagues are not getting but one team in, so they want to be that team.
Wiggins too strong on the 3. He's now 2 of 10 from beyond the arc. Does pick up the loose ball, another turnover. Terrific pass, McCray, alley-oop, it was blocked out of the sky. And I think Yates knew it was coming. Transition the other way, Muhammad foul, guilty of it.
Muhammad trying to pop up there and get that block shot. Couldn't quite get it, got the foul. Alabama State gonna try to regroup coming out of this timeout.
81-49, back to Tallahassee in just a couple moments. Well, a Florida State team that has had a couple of tune-ups before they get the opportunity to play a top 10 program in the Florida Gators on November 11th. That's Tuesday night on the road. The O'Connell Center will be popping. And Coach Luke Laux, he's trying to challenge his teams with the best, right? Florida, they play every year. But a game against Texas A&M in Tampa, Georgia in the ACC, SEC Challenge, and then he wants to go play at Houston. And he knew he'd get North Carolina and Duke, but his goal was to get all 4 Final Four teams. He got very close to doing that. He wants his kids to know exactly where they stand before they get into conference play.
Oh, with no doubt. And he said when he took the job, he wanted to play the toughest schedule possible. And I remember Coach Michael Fly said, hey, Coach, you can't play the hardest teams in the country, and that's all you play. You got to spread it out. But I'll tell you, the ACC said, hello, Luke Laux. Welcome to the Blue Bloods. He gets at Carolina as game 1 in the ACC and Duke at home as game 2 in the ACC. So he's got his work cut out, but it's the first year, man. Like, make it happen at home. Get that rhythm, and by the end of the year, the way they're playing, it's going to be hard for Carolina and Duke and even Florida and Houston to match up with these guys if they can dictate their pace. If they can make people play the way they want to play, it's going to be a problem for a lot of people.
I know Carolina will run with Florida State, no problem. Houston will be interesting, won't it? That is a contrast of styles for Coach Sampson's team. There's an offensive foul called on Florida State away from the basketball. Texas A&M will be unique on its own. They've got a first-year head coach, right?
They struggled in the first half last night.
Bucky McMillan, am I right?
Yeah, and he wants to play the same way too, 100%. Yeah. He's from Sanford. You know, and he jumped straight from Mountain Brook High School in Birmingham, Alabama to get the job at Samford. But his style of play is a little bit like Luke's, where he just wants to shoot threes.
Yeah, that schedule, again, you test yourself with some really good teams, but you also play some teams that, if they are quad 4 in the net, you have some margin of victory games like you have here tonight and you had against Alcorn State. That allows the net to stay at a pretty high number metrically, which allows you, once you then get into conference play, to be able to stay high throughout the year as you accumulate wins.
Exactly, but this year,
Basong, how about that three? Nice shot.
and Basong's getting better as the games go on. He didn't really make any jump shots on Tuesday. Here he is, knocked down 2 good ones tonight, but that's what Coach Laux is trying to do. He's trying to build his foundation and get this team better every week, day in and day out.
And he talked about culture and trying to build one here in Tallahassee. And you could see that on Tuesday night. The team really rallying around each other. I think we have some stuff here that we'll get to in the broadcast, showing you truly how much these guys love each other. As Basong, same spot, nearly had the same results. Looked good out of his hand. And Anderson lost it out of bounds.
Little tip from behind action.
Stay with the Hornets.
May have got lucky. It did look a little bit like it may have rolled off his thigh, but we're staying down here with Alabama State. L.J. Jones checking back in. A true offensive threat at all levels for Florida State.
Lefty trigger for Mason. Barely grazes the iron. Jones pushes. Somerville wide open for 3, knocks it down. Martin Somerville, the Energizer Bunny for this team, the 6th man who can really stroke it. 41% a season ago at UMass Lowell. And a timeout by Coach Madlock. He's still trying to get his guys coached sequence to sequence and situationally. He doesn't like the way his team's playing defensively right now for the reigning SWAC champions.
For Coach Madlock, he's just trying to get better. He's trying to execute, do things the right way, play through the uncertainty and the difficulty they're experiencing right now. And he's taking advantage of it. Like he said, this is the first game this group of guys has played with me.
It's a Seminole team, too, who's forced a lot of turnovers, right? Not just tonight against Coach Madlock's group, but against the Braves of Alcorn State. They forced 21 turnovers and got 27 points off those turnovers on Tuesday night. Tonight, they have forced 17 turnovers with 31 points off of turnovers.
And that's something Coach Laux has emphasized, that he wants points off turnovers. He wants to get the turnovers, but also to score off them. Go straight to the rim when you get that turnover. And if you don't have it, pitch that bad boy out for a 3 on the perimeter or just swing it around. It's about decision-making, not set plays for him.
You see that active defense for FSU just swarming at the top, trying to create traps. A frenetic pace, trying to speed the process up for the Hornets. Doesn't work that time. Palesi confident stepping into the 3. Those are his first points of the game. His first shot made in 6 attempts. 87-56. Somerville will use the screen by Steen. Somerville on the attack. Miles steps into a triple. That one's short. And off to the left. And to the right of your screen. Collected by Palesi. And the Noles get to 100 points on back-to-back games to begin the Luke Laux tenure.
Well, there's no doubt that's what Coach Laux wants to do. He mentioned that today when he was about to walk away at shoot-around. He goes, first one to 100 wins. That's his motto.
Jumper not there. And trying to save it was Palesi. Couldn't get to it. Knowles running. Somerville all the way himself. Missed it. Tap back, no. Steen stays with it. And a foul called.
Steen staying confident down there. Playing right through all the contact. He doesn't care. He just wants to corral it back in and get the layup.
Alex Steen, 7 points, 8 rebounds. I'm a nerd for plus minus, and the Noles are plus 25 with Alex Steen on the court. In just 18 minutes of action, he's added a block and a steal.
And he showed out in everything they've done. The Bama exhibition game they played up in Birmingham, he had 9 rebounds.
He had a close call this summer, right? Back at home in Panama City. Chuck Walsh telling us the story, Florida State's SID. Steen stepped on a sea urchin. And I have to not laugh when I say that because there's nothing funny about it. He's okay, but it was a pretty scary encounter.
Hey, it's a stinger. No pun intended, but if you're not familiar with sea urchins, Google it. They've got these tentacles sticking out all over the place, and they really do some damage to your feet. Same thing happened to a former Seminole in Travis Light, where they were on an international trip, and he stepped on a sea urchin and didn't get to play a single game on their 2-week trip.
They're shaped like stress balls, right? Except they don't feel anything like stress balls. It's the exact opposite.
They feel like nails.
We're glad Steen's okay and playing for Florida State. 2-time conference defensive player of the year at Florida Southern College. We watched him in practice. High energy.
Oh, that's the thing Coach Michael Fly talked about is his motor. He said his motor's off the charts. And he works so hard that you have to take him out of the game because he can't play extended stretches because he runs out of gas.
Couple free throws made by Simpson. Micah Simpson has 9 points. Anderson leads the Hornets with 14 of them. Jones probes. Knowles work around the zone. Good idea there, just too heavy and too hot of a pass. That'll lead to a lay-in for Anderson. He's been impressive tonight, hasn't he?
Coach said that's how he plays. He said he's a scorer, a scoring guard. But you got to love Alir Malouk running the floor after that open court turnover, trying to get that block shot, even though he's unsuccessful.
Jay Jones pops from 2. Mid-range jumper. That's a rare sighting for a Florida State team. And I see Luke Laux explaining to him in real time, I don't want you shooting 2s. He was happy they only took 2 against Alcorn State. They lead by 29 here against Alabama State. In good condition to move to 2-0. We'll be right back. (89-60). The Seminoles leading Alabama State here by 29. The song on the catch. And now Somerville, Florida State team who looking to move to 2-0. They've already attempted now a program record 41 threes, and here's a 42nd three, and it's connected. They're not shy. Somerville knocks it down. He's into double figures with 11. He's hit 3 of them. The Seminoles have hit 15 as a team.
Hey, that's not the only thing they're hitting. They're 93% from the free throw line. This team, he said he had a bunch of shooters on this squad, and Laux was not kidding when he said he had recruited shooters.
Simpson way downtown. Left it short. Malouk, long rebound. Pushes it ahead to Miles. Cross court. Somerville, ball fake. Basong, top of the key. Knowles will slow it down. Well, never mind. Somerville just pulls. That's ill-advised. You don't want to do that. Simpson, high off the glass. Put back is there. Cleaning the weak side was Arshawn King.
You got to give it to Alabama State. They're still trying to do what they're supposed to do, dropping back in the zone right here, switching up their defenses.
Malouk fires a 3 too strong. Muhammad rebounds. Somerville straight away, and he's got another, his 4th. Oh, Florida State scorching from beyond the arc. 16 made threes as a team. Near block, floater too strong. Basong will take it down, kick out. Miles, ball fake. He steps into a 3. That one's good. It's a 3-party in Tallahassee. The weekend started with the tray ball.
3-ball corner pocket, baby.
98-62. A Seminole team culture important to them. And you see that man right there, number 15, Jalen Crawford, who had his first career points as a Seminole on Tuesday night on Robert McRae's 17th assist. And his dad, Adrian, on the radio call. You're going to really love this. Enjoy.
A high ball screen. McRae with the left hand. McRae stop, pivots out to Crawford. A three on the way.
Let's go! Let's go for the 17, baby! For the 17!
There's Adrian, late 90s, early 2000s. He's at for the 17. He said he forgot to do play-by-play there and to do color and do the broadcast. Jeff Culhane on the call with him on the Seminole Sports Network. That had to be an incredible moment for a father who put a lot of time into this program to watch his son come in and put a bucket in as well.
Oh yeah, Adrian's a fixture in the basketball community in Tallahassee. He kind of really gave back and started working with the youth in a lot of different areas, even out in the surrounding areas as far down to Apalachicola. And his son has kind of grew up a part of that mixture of being around the program, coming to practice, getting in the gym sometimes and getting shots up when other kids couldn't. So it's good to see a young fella have success on the same floor that his dad did, maybe not at the same level, but it's exciting.
Went to McClay High School, did Crawford, the younger Crawford. And Jalen, who hit the three, again for the record-breaking 17th assist for Robert McRae the fifth. Luke Laux pointed to a kid that he'd known since he was 5 years old. And he said if that doesn't epitomize culture, not just the work that he and the rest of the walk-ons and the managers put in each and every day, but the way his teammates embraced him. And he said things are going to get hard at some point, and you need that unity to be what the guys fall back on together through good and bad. And it was cool to see everybody reacting. He said coaches were going crazy for him.
Well, that's his motto, is connected. He wants everybody to be connected.
Come on now! There he is again! And he looked at Pops, stared down Dad on the broadcast, and Adrian loves it. Is he a shooter now? He said, give me more minutes.
A little kid can shoot the ball. There's no doubt about it. He's been able to shoot it since he was a little bitty old tyke.
As good as it gets. That's why you love college basketball. His teammates are all holding each other back. Nobody's sitting down on that bench. Maluk, Miles, alley-oop. It was nearly incredible. Muhammad lost it on the way up. Knowles are above the century mark. Tip in, not there. Maluk wants to push the floor. Shot clock is off. And they'll call carrying violation. Let's take another look at Jalen from three.
Cold as ice, doesn't even think twice. As soon as he catches it, he fires it up and Pops over here enjoying the moment. Back to back, 2 games in a row.
Final few seconds ticking off the clock. Floater nearly blocked. And at the end, Muhammad sends it to the rafters. What a fitting way for this one to end.